Hey, how is everyone doing? We are back here with day two. Yeah, we we rode in the boat overnight, and we have a little bit of stuff to do. So now you can see our chickens have stacked up. We have our sprite that's ready to collect a little bit of money, and it looks like there's also a clash event going on. So I'm gonna go ahead and teleport over to that clash and do a little bit of damage here. But yes, we did a lot overnight. We didn't do a lot, but a lot has been given to us. As you can see, now that I hit the dragon, I do a little bit more damage because I leveled up that strength edge, which is really nice. Let's see what we all have accomplished. So, you saw that sprite had $1,000 almost in it, which is a lot. This chicken is nice and stacked up. This should get us partially through our study here. Hopefully it gets us towards that proficient, and then we can move on to frogs. But yeah, I want to go ahead and take a look at our missions and seeing where we are at with all of these. So if I go into beginner, it looks like we still need to break an obsidian. We need to visit an island, which I'm not going to be able to do that one. I'm trying not to visit anyone's island. Crafting all the tools and doing some of these different crayons. That gives us a fly perk. That actually might be useful to claim at a different time. However, we did some easy ones. This one here was play for 6 hours, which when I was AFK, that was able to get accomplished. Now this is going to give us cloud coins. Cloud coins are the premium currency for this server. So if I go into the /shop, there is the cloud market. So you could buy things like this on here. Like, you know, emojis, you can get trails, you can get sprite, like different cosmetics. However, you could also buy perks. So if I go /buy, you can see I can buy like /feed for some cloud coins. I can buy /fly for some cloud coins. Now, I'm probably not going to use these cloud coins, but just know that that is an option. I am going to however, need to claim that mission because it gives us an attribute coin, which is very, very vital to progression. So I'm going to go ahead and claim it. Now that cloud currency, that's just going to sit there. This one here was to earn 1,000 knowledge points, so we must have gotten that while grinding different mobs or different tasks like farming or wood chopping. So you just needed 1,000 total, and that gives us another attribute, and it gave us a random custom enchant, which is Runation. That is not a great enchant, but it's free, so I'll take it. Any other ones? This one here was, we got our first one of traveling in a boat, 26,000 blocks. That gave us a hat. However, I'm not going to use it. I have my Clash helmet here. Any other missions that we have completed? So there's one more for traveling 500,000 blocks in a boat, which we are about 1/10 done. So we have about 9 more days of AFK boat riding, which is fine. Yeah, it doesn't look like we have any others to claim right now. I'm going to go ahead and go into my attributes and now use these 3 unused attributes. I'm going to finish up with dexterity. So now dexterity is completely maxed, which means I can spam click and kill chickens. I leveled up my strength a couple of times as well, meaning that I do not even need a sword and I can one-shot these chickens. Very, very nice. So it looks like we're going to get this onto proficient, but we're not going to have enough chickens to get to the next mob. So it looks like we might need to just play a little bit, have these chickens stack up. Not a big deal. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do some random tasks. I'm going to go ahead and kill some chickens. I should actually do this first down here. Should go through and mine our sugarcane. Now the sugarcane, it doesn't sell for a lot of money. What I have been doing instead is I have been converting it into bone meal, but even then it's like the money, I'm not even like too worried about money right now. I might not even collect it. So I'm gonna go through, I'm gonna do some of these tasks, start grinding out the dragon. Last thing I can do is open up my hatch and see what we got on that rare pet. We got a farming, so good timing. So I can actually go ahead and equip that deer pet. I also did get a metal chinchilla pet that I have not equipped. So now we have a lot of pets equipped. But yeah, I will go ahead and start grinding for the day, and I will come back if anything interesting happens. Alright, I'm back after just a short little while. I ended up doing killing the chicken stack. I also went through and finished farming down there. Yeah, we got quite a bit of resources in that way. I'm gonna go ahead and sell this chicken. However, what I wanted to come back and say is that we are mining and we only have 2 iron left. This is our last iron pickaxe. We have quite a bit of resources, but if I look in our studies, we are still not at iron. So we are still in the apprentice stage. So that means we have even 2 more stages before we unlock iron. Now, I might have to go back to using our stone tools, which might suck a little bit because I'm so used to this mining speed. The stone tools are going to mine just ever so slightly slower, but over time that is just a lot less efficient. I might go and see if I cannot go into the dungeons. So the dungeon provides various rewards for going in and completing it fully. I do not have armor, however, so I'm a little cautious if I want to go ahead and do that. I might have to hold off doing that until I unlock iron, but one of the rewards out of the dungeon crates is iron. So I'm kind of caught up what I want to do between those. But yeah, I just wanted to come back and have a little talk. I'm also hatching a uncommon pet that I just got from the pet arena. My rotation for graph is not amazing, so I'm not able to continue grinding out killing chickens because I'm not able to buy health packs. So I've just been running around here. If I go into pet, I have 1 health pack remaining, and that's enough to heal this guy up. So hopefully we can kill 1 more chicken and get another health pack, but otherwise we're stuck between graph rotations, which he resets every hour, so it's not like a huge deal, but we only have a little bit of... Yep, we died. We were not able to defeat the chicken. We only have a little bit of pet coins, and we're not able to buy these health packs, so unfortunately that guy is going to be remaining dead. I'm gonna go ahead and switch over to tinsel while I mine, but yeah, I'm just gonna be sitting here trying to get these chicken to stack up. We were able to get to the proficient stage, which means that feathers now are a secondary drop for chicken. And that also means that we are very close to the next mob, which is frogs. We need about 2,000 more chickens to spawn in before we get to frogs. So we are making our way out of these early stages. We have a little bit more mining to do. We probably have to get around probably 300 more coal ore mined. So we're gonna probably be doing a lot of that by hand with stone tools because these iron tools are all out. But yeah, I just wanted to give a quick little update. I'm gonna continue mining. Alright, well, we're back after literally not that long. Ended up breaking our last iron pickaxe, so we're onto stone pickaxes. But as you can see here, we were able to get another skill for mining. So I'm going to go ahead and bring us 1 closer to our drill. Now, this is like the similar choices. You can either pick the one that goes towards reducing the XP needed for the next skills, or reduce the XP needed for the metal pets. I think that this one will be way better. The pets, you need to level them up, but over time they will be max level, and then you don't need to level them up. Your skills, I feel like I'm always going to be working on it, so I'm going to choose that one. But yeah, I just wanted to come back and show that I got another skill point. Back to grinding. Alright, we're back after a little bit of grinding. As you can see, a lot has happened recently. So we just got another mining skill. We also got our special coal. And as you can see, our hatch is also ready. I'm going to go ahead and reveal it. Ooh, we have another mining pet. It looks like our chinchilla pet's better, but if we unlock another slot, eventually we could also put that pet in that slot. However, if I go into our studies, we can see that we are super close to unlocking proficient in coal. So we have right now a special coal, and the next one is going to be after this block. Boom, now we have proficient, which means we are very close to getting iron. However, this has taken a long time so far. We have just been sitting here at this generator chipping away at how many coal blocks we need to actually mine. However, this process does take a while. I think that what I might do with some of these iron ingots that I have left is I might go ahead and make a shield. Now, a shield is not useful on its own. However, I might go to the dungeon and see if we cannot clear out a dungeon to get us a little bit more loot. So I'm gonna go ahead and get prepped. I already have some food made up. I'm going to make a couple of swords up. I think that should be everything that I can do. I mean, I can't really make armor or anything else, but we can use a shield to move slowly through the arena. Now, another thing, I did equip just a resource pack that just makes your graphics a little better for like the fonts. So if my fonts look a little different, that's why I just have a font resource pack. Another thing that I wanted to go ahead and show you is if I go to, oh, I can't go to statistics. I was going to show you how many pickaxes I broke, but I guess I can't do that. I'm going to go ahead and get ready for this little adventure in our dungeon now. Now, dungeons, they are different floors. Once you clear a floor, you can continue on to the next floor. There are mobs here, and you can die. If you die in the dungeons, you do not lose your items. However, whatever items you get, you can also keep those. So there's like little chests, and it's kind of like just going through and clearing out all the mobs. Here, let's go to a dungeon and see if we can't clear out this first floor. It'll take a second to spawn us in. And as you can see, there are some mobs over there. And right here, right away, there's 2 chests per floor. So I have to clear out these 20 mobs at the top here. And when I do that, I will go on to the next area. But we are looking for these chests because they can have some good items. Ooh, 3 enhanced lapis and 15 dirt. You don't have, like, that's so good. Oh my goodness. This enhanced lapis is how you get custom enchants. Oh my gosh. So I'm able to get custom enchants once I get a custom enchanting table. Okay, that's a new loot pool for this arena. Okay. But yeah, we're just gonna go through here slowly, take our time, and clear out these mobs, and we are scouting for those chests. Wow. So there are 3 different rooms. Right now you can see I'm in room 1. You do get 3 lives, so if I end up dying, I have 3 lives to try to clear it out. And as you can see, when I'm killing mobs, they're giving quite a bit of sky dust as well. So that creeper just gave me 12 sky dust. the way you can get more dungeon keys is actually by spending 1,000 sky dust. So I have a little bit of sky dust saved up. So depending on how this goes, we might end up doing a couple of these to get some items. This is also a pretty good early source. Oh my goodness, I almost died. Early source of resources that are rare. So you're using your Skydust currency, which is like your grinded currency, to basically get other useful items. If I do remember correctly, iron is one of those items, part of this item pool. However, they might have changed some of these drops around, like getting that enhanced lapis. I have yet to get that before, so that makes me wonder if iron is still part of the item pool on this map. So we're gonna go through these different floors, and at the end there is a boss, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish doing this. Alright, so now we cleared out the rooms. I was not able to find the other chest in that first room, which, you know, that kind of sucks, but we ended up getting some goodies, some tier 2 fragments for the Clash Arena, and a block of iron, which is really good. Now, this boss does a ton of damage. I'm going to cheese it, though. So I'm going to get his attention and then back off, and he can't jump up here, and we can just kill him. And after this boss fight, it looks like there is a dragon spawning party. So I'm going to go there and also get some more scales. But yeah, this guy will also drop some good stuff. So we got some iron and we got a summoning charge. So summoning charge is very good. That also did complete a mission, which gives us a max clash resource and another attribute coin. So we got a oak panel, which is actually really good. I'm gonna go ahead and put that into our clash resources. So that's a max level. We have some tier 2 fragments. I'm gonna go ahead and go to this clash TP, so I can get a little bit of damage on this dragon. All right. So now what we are trying to do is, I'm contemplating. I got a block of iron, which I don't know if I rather spend. And like I can make 3 iron pickaxes, and hopefully that's enough to get me to the iron stage. Otherwise, what I can do is I can make armor to go back and do another one. So if I go back, I can go into dungeon. The way you buy more keys is you go here and you can purchase a key for 1,000 sky dust. Now I don't have any currently. I could also advance onto floor 2 because I cleared that first floor. So I am unsure on what I want to do just right now. However, I don't know. Maybe I hold off. I'll hold off on it. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go through and I'm going to organize my scales into ones that I want to keep and ones that I want to get rid of. Once I do that, I'm going to go ahead and recycle them and come out with more summoning charges. So I'll be back in a second. Alright, we're back after doing a little bit of grinding. I ended up using all of that iron and made pickaxes. And this is about the amount of resources we got. If I check my studies out, it looks like we're also 12% of the way there. So that means 4 pickaxes got us 12%. So it's going to take a little bit longer to get to iron than I anticipated. I thought that would at least get us halfway, but I thought it was also 250 instead of 450 blocks mined. So, what I might do now is I am 1 scale away from having my 8 summoning charges. So I might take a quick break of grinding on my island and go to do the boss, because people have been spawning in the boss a ton. And I've gotten quite a bit of scales. Some of them are good, which are over here. Some of them are bad. I'll put them over here. And I've just been recycling them once I get to 9. As you can see, we just got a dungeoneering scale. That's exactly what I've been looking for. And a bossing scale. Perfect. That was our second one. I'm going to go ahead and add that right away to my helmet. So, this is going to help us with our grinding. Now, if I check out our attributes and check out our... Where is it? Our Dungeoneer. We have a 62% chance of doubling. So, that is amazing. But yeah, people are spawning in this D-Boss. I'm going to end up grinding my pyres so I can spawn the D-Boss in once. Once I do the Dragon Boss once, and... I'll come and I will show you once I get the materials to craft the pyres. So I'll just be in this Clash Arena grinding for a while. Alright, well, we are back after doing a little bit of grinding. Amethyst has been calling in a ton of dragons, which, you know, I'm okay with. As you can see here, I got another Dungeoneering skill. I'm going to go ahead and apply that. So I get this little boost as well. But we also have, if I go to attributes, I'm close to almost a 100% boost. So I'm almost 100% of the time getting an extra piece. So every time I get an item, it's almost always going to be doubled, which is really nice. I was grinding out wood and the little pieces of wheat, because that is how you make your pyres, which are these little campfires that you light. So now I'm able to make those recipes if I go to my island. What I need to do is I take these 45 branches and it creates 5 of these composites. So I'm actually just going to go through and combine all of the ones that I can make. And it looks like we're just getting 44 of them, and you combine them with flax to make the spawning pyres like this. So I'm going to need 8 of these, And I also was able to grind a little bit more fiber, so now I'm able to also make my first grinded tier 4 cloth, which is really cool. So now we have these 8 pyres and 8 summoning charges. Now we are actually able to go and spawn in our very own dragon. So if I go to Warp C, I might message Amethyst and see if I can spawn in a dragon, but who knows. Maybe I'll just toss some of these pyres down. Okay, it looks like she's still spawning in, which is fine. I'll do it later then. But I'm just gonna be grinding here at the arena for a little bit longer. Alright, so I'm looking at the slots, and it looks like we can have up to 5 of one type on a single clash piece. So we have right now 3 dungeon scales. I'm gonna put the max of 5. We did get another one. However, with the other ones that I want to put on it, I think I'm going to go with putting grinder on it. So I'm actively getting more coins or my sky dust while I also am grinding. So let's go ahead and put that on there as well. And now effectively we have doubled it, and it's a little over double. So if I go to our attributes, I can now see that for my modifiers I am getting 128% more. So when I am grinding here, there's 2, but I have a chance of getting 3. So right there, I just got 3 per operation. So like I said, the more you do this, the faster it will get. You just have to make sure that you're going over and you're damaging the dragon a little bit. I gotta make sure I get this damage in. People, like, there are so many people here. The dragon is dying so fast. Obviously, once I get Lapis unlocked after my iron, then I can get enchanting, and I will be able to do more damage to this mob here. But yes, now what I am working on, before I was interrupted, is I am working on getting leather and straw so I can go into the clash and I can make one of the next pieces. I want to work on getting a chest plate or boots. So the only difference is the amount of cloth that is required. The hardened leather is the same amount, so I might as well go with this slot here. We get 8 identical slots and 3 extra slots. I think that'll be a very good piece to get, because then we can start slapping some of our bossing skills on there to get an increased amount of that. As you can see, I also have a bonus now. So on this armor piece, I will now be getting more dust. So if you go to Clash and you go to your piece bonuses, you can get any one of these bonuses. I know last season Hooked was very overpowered. We do have Dust Collector, which just increases the chance of earning Sky Dust. That'll be nice on having on our grind set. So whenever we're grinding, we are actively also getting more Sky Dust. That'll allow us to do more dungeons, to get more pieces of iron. Here, how much Sky Dust do we actually have? Once we do our damage, I'm gonna go back to our island and see. This is pretty loud. Because we can see that we have 3,000 Sky Dust. We gained like 1,000 Sky Dust there already. We can actually use that on buying more dungeon keys. So the more we grind, the more we will get rewarded with various things, just like more iron, so we can do this whole process here a little bit faster. So as you can see, here's all the straw that I got. I've gotten a little bit of leather. I have been going through and hitting all the wheat and then killing cows when I see them. but a lot of other people are also killing cows, so that's going to take a little longer to get. But like I said, the wheat is just so easy to grind and it respawns super fast. We should have another tier 4, maybe even 2 ready here. So if I go grab my other straw here, let's see where we're at with everything. So that's 3 more cloth, which puts us at 5, and we need 1 more. And we're already almost halfway to our next one. Now, with the leather, we are lagging behind in that. We do not have as much leather as we do straw. But it looks like we are almost halfway there for our tier 4 for our leather as well. So yeah, but that's only our first piece. We need 2 pieces. I forgot about that. So, we're gonna have to grind for a little bit longer. All right, we're back with another little update. I have been grinding a little bit. We have some more things to recycle. We have been getting a lot of these scales. The spawning party is still happening, which is good for us because we're able to get more of these scales. And when they are done, we can spawn in our own dragon. I also have some more resources. We're going to see and get our last bit of what resource is this? Cloth. So we're gonna get our last cloth resource, and when we get that resource, we are able to focus solely on our leather now. And yeah, let's see where we're at leather-wise as well. We got to be close to getting our first leather piece. However, we do need 2. But the more we grind the dragon, the more dungeoneering skills we get, the faster we're going to gain the leather and more armor pieces. So it's like that exponential build. Yeah, so it looks like we are pretty close to our first piece of that. Just wanted to do that. Also, boom, another dungeoneering skill. Perfect. That's going to be our last one for dungeoneering. Clash Craft. And I'm going to go ahead and put this dungeoneering skill on it. Now we have a mission that we completed, which is in, I think it's advanced right here. Have 300 points in any attribute. I wanted to go ahead and do our attributes as well. We have 2 more built up. I'm going to go ahead and put these into, let's go ahead and put these into strength. So now when we go and we attack the dragon here, we can see where we're at. So before it was 7 damage per trident hit, now we're at 9. So it looks like each level you increase it, it does 1 more damage per hit. Which means we only have to hit it a couple of times to get enough damage now. Super nice. Now also, if I'm checking out our attributes, it looks like our bonus is at 150%. So we're guaranteed to get an extra resource, and we have about a 50% chance of getting another resource. Also, hatching. Our rare pet egg is ready. It looks like we have another mining pet. I got an epic pet also, so I'm going to go ahead and hatch that one. If I go to... Was that a rare? Yeah, now we have a lot of mining pets, which is perfect. When I'm in there grinding the wheat, that also had leveled up our starter pet, so I've been using this guy to grind the pet arena. So yeah, just a quick little update. I might go ahead and take a quick break from playing, so I might sit in the boat, and then when we come back, we will see what we're going to do next. Hopefully get some mining done. All right, we are back after a long time. We've been grinding out some cows. It's been a couple of hours. If we check our hatch, we are about like an hour and a half into, or halfway done hatching this epic pet. So yeah, I took a small break and then I continued grinding out some of that hide. As you can see, I also have built up quite the amount of scales. We also have 2 more dungeoneering scales, so I really need to get more hide so we can utilize those scales, because right now they're just sitting and I'm not able to put them on my armor because I can't. So let's see what we're at in terms of leather. I think we should have for sure 1, and we are about halfway through to the next one. It looks like we have to do just a little bit more in order to get our next tier 4 piece, but then we can go ahead and make that chest plate. So I think I'm gonna do, for the chest plate, I'm going to put some bossing skills on as well as the dungeoneering, so that way we're getting more drops. Yeah, as you can see, our Skydust is also making its way up. We have some other resources, but mainly been focusing our leather so we can go ahead and do the Clash chest plate. Yeah, I think that's about it. I just wanted to give a quick little update. Yeah, we're gonna go continue grinding the Clash arena. I haven't spawned my dragons yet. People have just been continuously spawning them in, so I haven't even had the opportunity to. But I'm gonna go ahead and continue grinding some cows. We get between 2 and 3 per drop with our attribute. I think there was another mission that I completed while I was grinding. Yeah, this one right here. I found another special item that gives us a max item. Oh my goodness! Oh, we got so lucky. A max out. Oh, that's actually perfect. Oh, that's a max scale, a max farming scale. Yeah. I guess we don't need to grind anymore because we got really lucky right there. But I did get a max wood cutting, and now we have a max farming skill as well. So yeah, let me grab these materials out. And I think I just have to craft these together in a regular crafting bench. So we're gonna take these items and boom, now we have this Clash chest plate. Now I'm gonna go ahead and start putting on these 2 pieces, and then I'm gonna put on 3 of the bossing ones. So we already have 125 more dungeoneering. I'm gonna put on 3 of these because we get a max of 11 and I can have 8 identical of 1. So that means that I can put 8 and 3. So I'm gonna do 8 dungeoneering, 3 bossing. Go ahead and toss these on. Now we have an extra chance of getting scales. If I go into the scales and hover over bossing, it says, hey, you have an extra 0.5% chance of getting an increased drop from the Clash and dungeon bosses. So the more we do that, I think right now our attribute, it'll tell us what we're at for our bossing. It looks like we have a 24% chance of getting an extra piece, so yeah, we can continuously doing that. I think the next Clash item that I'll work towards is probably the boots, just because leather is the hard thing to grind out, and that's what the leggings cost. So if we're looking at this set here, that costs 6 hardened leather. It'll be a while till we get that, but this one here we should be able to get fairly easily. So yeah, I'm gonna go back to the Clash arena and continue to do my damage on the dragon, and then I can also continue grinding out some more cows, and I guess we need to get a little bit more leather. So but right now we're sitting in a good spot. We are really waiting for more dungeoneering scales. That way whenever we're grinding we will get those resources faster. So I might honestly take a break from grinding just the arena and solely focus on getting those scales going. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and maybe even do a couple of dungeons in the process. Alright, after a little bit longer of grinding, we have a full inventory of our different clash materials. Looks like we're going to be a little bit short of making our next leather piece, which is fine. And we should have enough with what we already had. So we are looking pretty decent right now in terms of cloth. I can go ahead and do that as well. And see what we all have here. Looks like we should have almost our 2 already, which is perfect. Yeah, looks like we're literally 1 off. Actually no, we're a little bit off, but now we're getting really close to getting even our next piece. So see, it's so nice because the more you grind, it's just a snowball effect. You get more resources, so you can grind more armor, so then you can go back to the Clash Arena and then keep grinding it, but it takes less time. So once I get this all maxed out, we already have 3 pieces on there. I was able to get 1 more, so that means our attribute is up to what is it percentage wise? We're at 257, so I'm guaranteed to get 3, and I have an extra chance of getting a 4th. I have about a 50% chance of getting a 4th. So yeah, we've just been doing that. I've also got another bossing 20 scale, which is very good. We have these 2 scales that are pretty decent, so that will most likely go on our boots. Yeah, we're doing pretty decent here. We also got a farming 70, which is good. All of these can get recycled. Yeah, eventually we're going to need to spawn in the dragon, but like I was saying earlier, like people just keep on spawning these things in. Like now it was Amethyst first, then it was the Pharaoh, and now it is this Ella person. There's just no stopping these people from spawning in the dragons. So I guess I'm gonna take advantage of it and continue grinding out my armor pieces. But definitely first set is going to be used for dungeoneering. If I get any extra pieces, maybe I would start making some for either mining or fishing, because those are 2 also very useful armor sets to make. So yeah, I'm gonna go back to grinding here. Yeah, I mean, we're gonna continue focusing more leather than wheat, but we are pretty close to getting our boots, which is our 3rd piece. This is taking a lot less time because, like I said, we keep getting more scales, and that's just making everything go a lot faster. So yeah, I'm gonna continue just grinding out this area. Alright, now we are back after a little bit more. We have another full inventory. Hopefully this is enough for the boots, so we can go ahead and take a break from that Clash Arena. Looks like we'll be basically there, just with what we gathered, and we already have extra stuff. Let's go ahead and also grab our straw as well. Looks like the server might be lagging just a tiny bit. Fine. I'm gonna grab all of these resources to see once we combine what we're at. So yes, we have the leather, and yes, we should also have the fibers. Perfect. We even have an extra cloth. I'm gonna go ahead and make the boots right away. These boots will be useful because we can put bossing on them. That way we're getting more scales when we are grinding. So I'm going to go ahead and grab these here. I'll go Clash Craft and toss these 3 scales on here. And we still have 4 slots left remaining for our dungeoneering when we get there, but we already have 5 slots that we need to fill yet in here. So that means our bossing stat has increased quite a bit, actually. If we go into our attributes and take a look here, our bossing, we now have a 55% chance to double our drops. Well, it just says increased drops, so I think that means doubled scales. And yeah, so that means we're going to get more out of our grinding in the Clash Arena. That also means that we're going to be getting more out of the bossing also says dungeons. So if I do attribute here, it says from Clash and dungeon bosses. So that gives me kind of more of an incentive to go back to the bossing arena or the dungeon arena. I might go ahead and purchase one more key. That's gonna drain 1,000 of our sky dust, which I mean, I'm not making a ton of sky dust right now, but I mean, you know, I'd rather be using it to gain more resources than just to wait and basically sit on it. Like I'd rather use it to profit or increase what I'm doing a little bit faster, because like that arena does give us iron, which makes it so we're able to mine our coal faster, so then we can get our own iron. So it's kind of like, you know, what do I kind of want to do? The other thing that I would be spending that sky dust on is if I do island upgrades, I would probably be putting it more into our ore gen, but like that costs 5,000. That's a lot of sky dust. We're already at 5%. I feel like that 5% is doing us wonders already. So I think I might be putting more of this sky dust into the dungeons, and I might do a couple more of those. I'll do the second floor, maybe I'll do the third floor. I might just go in there and start clearing it out. Once I get to the boss, I will definitely come back and show you each of the bosses. That first one there was the Iron Golem. The next one is, I forget what the next one is, but I will definitely come back and show you guys. Alright, we are in the second dungeon. The second dungeon was pretty easy. We were able to find all the chests. We actually ended up getting this iron axe that has Zeus on it. That's a custom enchant. If I do /enchant and go to epic, the enchant Zeus, it has a chance for doing a lightning strike. So that's going to be really good. I think a sword is more useful, but having it on an axe is fine. But yeah, now we are fighting this boss, which is the Breeze boss. And this guy hits pretty hard. So we just gotta utilize this corridor and hopefully not die. Now I've noticed I can like jump away from his bullets. This guy you can't really cheese, unfortunately, so. Alright, well, you just kind of have to keep jumping the circle around him. Alright, he hit us, back there, he'll push. Keep jumping in a circle around him. Not even able to like get close enough to hit him. Alright. That hurt pretty bad. I'm gonna reposition and eat some food. This is wild. We're all the way back in a different arena. I also haven't died yet, so I'm trying not to die. Some regen with the food. We need some better food, however, it's like locked behind the progression, unfortunately. All we have is cooked chicken. Alright, he's one shot. Alright, we got him. We were able to get 2 summoning charges as well, along with 10 pieces of iron, which is perfect. I think that means that we were able to double our drop because of our bossing. Because last time I got 1 summoning charge and 5 pieces of iron. So I think we got really lucky in our bossing set procced, which doubled our drops. Now there is another Clash boss, so I might as well go TP and try to do my 100 damage. But yeah, we are doing quite well today. It is only day 2 of this Ironman run, where we are not utilizing the auction house, we are not utilizing player shops, we are grinding everything on our own. So I'm actually very impressed. Unfortunately, we didn't get any enhanced lapis this time around. But you know, it is what it is. We have these summoning chargers, which will get us more scales. So we have the boots, the bossing boots crafted and ready to go with more scales. We just need to get those scales now. The last thing that we're going to need is more leather for the pants. That's going to take a long time to get. I'm not really too worried about it. Now I really want to focus in on grinding our skills out in our studies. So if I go to studies, our main focus is going to be on the ore. We really need this. Oh my goodness. That bossing skill is very good. That is a very, very good skill to get. I'm gonna go back to my island. But what I might do is utilize this iron once again, continue mining and going back and forth to the arena. We did get some tier 2 materials from our little adventure into the dungeon, but those are the materials we don't really need. We're really just looking for that. I'm blanking. We're looking for hide, those kind of pieces, but unfortunately we didn't get any of those. The iron is always useful. I will always take that iron, and we have some extra teeny tiny things that we can put away. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do my damage, and then I'm gonna continue mining and grinding that out. Make sure that I equip the correct pets. So we want him to go, we want him to go. Actually, this pet is better. It has +3 compared to that +2, so the chinchilla is better here. And we have a goat as well. In our hatching slot, we have about 45 minutes until that last one. I might end up coming back at some point just to do the 3rd dungeon as well. So then we have all of the overworld dungeons completed. But I'm gonna continue grinding for a little bit, and we'll see how far this iron takes us. I'm actually coming back super short after I left. I see I have 5,000 Skydust, so I'm going to go ahead and do my island upgrade. Just get that extra little boost. You know, 1% doesn't seem like a lot, but when you're mining 450 ore, and then, you know, whatever comes next, like, it'll make a big difference in the long run. So it's quite of a investment, but, you know, it'll be worth it. Just wanted to show that. Now I'm continuing grinding through these pickaxes.